series is meant to be educational, communicating one person's growth over a certain set of experiences, and the insights gained from those experiences. I am not special. Okay. My name is Justin Weinstein. Some background info. I grew up in California until I was about age 9, and I spent the latter half of my development in South Carolina, both Marine states. And I've decided recently, at 20 years of age, to join the Marine Corps.
'Cause I'm not alone, I'm a link in a legacy.
Since about 11 years old, I've been practicing filmmaking.
Yes, it's true. I got interrupted by a squirrel.
It began with me making sketches in my front yard, and that developed into a part-time job as a cameraman working for a TV studio. And I figured that I might as well put this filmmaking muscle to use and document my experience. I believe this has the potential to be a very interesting series. When I think about my motivation for joining the military, it is deeply personal. To give you a picture, around the time I moved out, working and going to college and interacting with various people, I would just wake up at night dissatisfied with who I was becoming. Part of it was because I knew that I wasn't really formidable. And so it began to occur to me that one of the best things that I could do was to become a warrior.
It's time to be the power, time to be the change. I'ma light the torch, I'ma carry the flame. And we can be the spark of a trail blazing. Let's go. It starts right here, it starts right now. It starts with me from the inside out. 'Cause we can be the spark of a trail blazing. We can be the spark of a trail blazing.
This is around the time that I discovered some inspirations in my life, like David Goggins,
Who's gonna carry the boats and the logs?
Let's hear it, buddy.
Who's gonna carry the boats and the logs?
and Jocko Willink, who probably need no introduction. Very inspirational figures with a military background. And in addition to that, my family has a long-standing tradition of going into the military, and recently of going into the Marine Corps. So in the aim of bettering myself, in the aim of becoming someone more disciplined, more confident, and a better leader, I decided to join the toughest branch of the military. And as it stands, I go to OCS in 2 weeks. OCS stands for Officer Candidate School. It's the officer equivalent of boot camp. What I am expecting is a struggle. I know that I'm going to come out of this better than I went in, and humbled, probably. I'm excited more than anything at this point to begin this journey. I remember the first time I ever looked at a workout designed specifically to prepare people for special ops, and halfway through the workout I wanted to throw up, and I remember thinking, maybe I'm not meant for the military. But that little moment is so representative of what self-improvement is like. In the beginner stages, you're always going to encounter difficulties and barriers that make you think maybe you never even belonged. But as you keep pushing, as you keep doing it more and more, you start to adapt. I had to try to improve myself in a number of ways. The La Jolla Half Marathon, first time running 13 miles in my life, and a scenic view to top it all off. During this time, I was also going to school. Lots of schoolwork, which I wasn't a huge fan of, but looking back, I remember that experience very fondly. Ultimately, I think it did contribute to my development a lot. Anything that you can do to improve yourself along any dimension does have an impact on your leadership ability. You increase your knowledge level, that feeds into your leadership ability. You sharpen your ability to work with people, that increases your leadership ability. You make yourself more physically tough, that increases your leadership ability. I can go into each one of those specifically, but the general takeaway is that no self-improvement is insignificant. It all counts for something. And then OCS, one of the biggest learning experiences of my life, an event that impacted me in profound ways that I still feel to this day. My first experience working under that kind of a high stress environment. Very crucial experience as far as teaching me to think on my feet, think critically, adapt to changing situations. Nothing but good lessons taken from my time at OCS. Was very much humbled, learned a lot about what areas I'm lacking in when it comes to leadership, what areas I'm lacking in when it comes to physical fitness, and some general tweaks to my personality that were necessary in order for me to adapt to this kind of lifestyle. And immediately following OCS, I picked back up with training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which I had trained a little bit prior. The BJJ tournament that I participated in, that was a really fun one. The entire process from start of my training to the build up to actually competing and then assessing my performance and coming away with lessons learned. I didn't end up winning, but I still learned a lot, and it's something that I can't wait to do again. Once again, a very humbling experience of dedicating a period of my life to something, training for it, finally competing, failing, coming up short, but being able to take away a lot of valuable lessons. Again, you see how all of these skills start to compound and how all of these can contribute to this larger goal of self-improvement, becoming a better leader. Like working at Chipotle, something you could easily gloss over. That's something that I still remember very fondly, as that was a pretty significant portion of my college experience. Just learning how to conduct very menial labor day to day while also maintaining a positive attitude. Learning how to be someone that's pleasant to interact with for those working around you. And just being present. You can't live life and fast forward is something I'm learning more and more. If it's like telling a joke, having a smile on your face when everybody else is kind of just waiting for the workday to be over. None of that stuff is insignificant. All that stuff carries over into, that is a leadership skill. The ability to lift people's spirits. You have to appreciate every little thing that you're doing because it all contributes to your story if you look for it. And then at the end of it all, summer of 2023, I commissioned as a second lieutenant in the United States Marine Corps. The commission meant a lot to me. The fact that my family and friends came out around the same time I graduated UC Berkeley, it was the symbolic and also the literal culmination of 2 years of preparation. It just really did feel surreal. Like I was finally going to be a part of this thing. Like this thing was about to get rolling.
Believe me, they'll tell you failure is not an option. That is ridiculous. Failure is the most readily available option, but it's a choice.
No more telling people I'm going to be in the Marines. No more telling people I'm training for the Marines. No more telling people I'm kind of in the Marines, but like not really because I'm still living in the civilian world.
Be inspired. Use your brains. Think for yourselves. Be leaders, not followers. Inspire others yourself. Know who you are. And don't let that be changed, even by success in your life. Strive to be the best in the world. Be gracious, whether you win or lose. Be mentors, be teachers. Someday, you may find you have no energy left to keep on giving. You can be thankful that you used everything you were given for this life. As you depart today, realize that time only moves in one direction.
Please rise. I grant you the degrees. Congratulations, graduates!
That symbolized the end of a crucial period in my life. That was the genesis.
One area where I severely need improvement is my accuracy in shooting. So if I can take a day to come out here and practice that, that's a day well spent. And even luckier that it gets to take place on a beautiful mountain like this.
Following the commissioning, I spent a couple of months in Corona, California with my dad, and that was a very nice time. very nice period of respite for a couple of months where I was able to just kind of gather my thoughts, prepare mentally for TBS, pretty much just get my stuff in order, work out, get ready mentally, listen to podcasts, hang out with my dad, my brother, my girlfriend. Really, when I think back on that period, it just kind of stands out to me as a moment of respite, as I mentioned, and a moment of preparation, both physically and mentally, for what I knew was going to be one of the more significant challenges of my life. And then August 7th, 2023, it finally came time for me to go to the big scary place, the 7-month-long elephant in the room that had been looming. So I took a flight to Quantico, Virginia. The Basic School, or TBS, is a 7-month-long school in which newly commissioned Marine officers learn the basics of being a provisional infantry rifle platoon commander. And so this school is dedicated to teaching newly commissioned officers infantry skills for 7 months before they receive their MOS and go off to their specific schools.
The only thing that changes is the environment. Just to give you guys an example, very famous study done. It sets the 2x4 down and has a group like this. They ask random people to walk the 2x4 heel to toe. They walk it like it's no big thing, right? Big deal. He brings in 2 big step ladders. He hangs the 2x4 across the ladders and he asks them who's ready to walk it. Nobody raises hand. The environment changed, but the act doesn't. So many times we try to find the right emotion. What emotion is going to help you? Actions. Anger, happiness, sad, fear, scared. Not one of those is going to get a judge and mark your name. This is what marks your name. Actions.